All right, we are live, people. How's everybody doing? Are we live?
Are we?
Is it live or is it Memorex? Here we go. Do that. All right, so I hope everybody's doing good tonight. Let's see who's in the chat. Hey, Rick Rob, what's up? Hey, Pookie. Happy birthday on Tuesday. You got 2 days. Hey, Jen Sis, what's up? Dead man
Gary
talking.
Hubs.
That's my brother Bot. What's up, bro? Thanks everybody showing up. James Myers, good to see you. Go with the flow. What's up, Hubs? I don't know if you're still here, but hello everybody. We're gonna get ready to talk about the. Really, what I want to talk about is management, and if anybody has ever dealt with it on a music basis or artistry basis, and if anybody's ever made you do stuff that you didn't want to do. Did you quit? Did you do it? What'd you do? Um, Obviously, what Elvis did is did it and was extremely disappointed in doing what he did. Colonel Tom Parker had him do all those movies. He hated it. Who saw all the Elvis movies I was made to watch after the soap operas in the afternoon? You probably don't remember that, do you?
No, I mean, I remember seeing like little snippets of Elvis movies, like the washed out, like oversaturated kind of like footage
Yeah,
of
the
him, like
60s.
very sun kissed, tan kind of thing. But that's, I don't know.
Beach
I would,
movies is how I would explain it. Like, trying to think of the actors in some of those films. I can remember first names because I wasn't really alive during all that stuff either. You know, I was born in the early '70s, but let's see, early or beach movie actors. Annette
Allie and Frank
Funicello
Terza.
is what
What's
I'm
up?
thinking. Oh, hey. Hey, Allie. Hey, Frank. Yeah, so like Annette Funicello. I can't believe they're giving me not the movie The Beach. It's really
Yeah,
dumb.
so I honestly I've never like had any kind of real band life. So
Right, but like just to discuss this, the manager, he's kind of infamous now, Colonel Tom Parker, right? Um, he was largely responsible for making Elvis famous, but also making him do shit like these stupid beach movies. Um, because they were going to make him money. And how he would get Elvis to do it is Elvis had this real fear of being poor because he grew up really, really poor, right? So he never wanted to be poor again. He wanted to use his talent and make money and make sure that they were never poor again. So his manager would use that fear against him to make him do things that he didn't necessarily think were good for his career. Now, I don't know that everybody has that same fear. Hey Lisa, I don't know if that everybody has that same fear, but I mean that's pretty identifiable, don't you think? We are all none of us have any money, right? And if you were that poor and that young and you had a fear of it, you know, I maybe now that we know I think maybe now we know more when people are trying to manipulate us. That perhaps back then maybe it was a more innocent time. I don't know, but it was pretty crappy the way that Parker did that to Elvis. I thought. Um,
so, got some new people in here. Susie Trippa,
yeah. Hey,
Wes
Susie.
plays music.
Hey,
I saw a
guys.
little thing. little thing pop up saying that we got some Scotty Butters gang in here.
Oh,
So
cool. Nice. Thanks, Scotty. Hey, Shelly Belly. Hey, Blue Jay. What's up? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, man. Wendy. It's a raid. Well, cool. We're talking about Elvis's shady ass manager. Well, I'm trying to anyway. Starting a conversation.
I mean, I don't know. Is there like a parallel between Tom Parker and Lou Pearlman as far as shitty like managers
Lou
are
Pearlman
concerned?
is a pretty crappy manager. He was the boy band manager, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like Backstreet and NSYNC and everything. Yeah, he's pretty comparable, I think. Pretty shady dude.
really, really predatory kind of.
I agree.
Kind of
Yes.
thinking something about
Big weird
check
fat guy hanging around
check
all these, checking out all the good looking boys. Yeah,
somebody
yuck.
check this guy's hard drives kind of
Mm, kind of chomo, huh? Smells a little chomo-y. I agree. Around the likes of Justin Timberlake when he's 16. Like, get the hell away from me. What kind of weirdo are you?
I guess by extension Diddy.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. In looking back, right? Especially like looking back at him with Justin Bieber, like, oh God, in Usher
Yeah,
too, and that's a great example of taking people that were Justin, his family was not rich. They were basically working class in Canada. And Usher and his mom letting him go and live with Diddy. Why would you let your kid go live with him? I mean, duh. You would know. I mean, like, are you that stupid or naive to not know this guy's around a ton of drugs and crazy people? And you want your kid around that? Really?
and
You
and
know?
like it's like who do you send your kid off to for a weekend? Diddy or Michael Jackson?
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Neither?
Why like
Neither
why
ever?
is that even a thing? Let's just send our kids off to random celebrities to
For money. It's like, it's tantamount to selling your child, which I've heard about too. I've heard about people selling their children, in Mexico to freaks.
human trafficking.
Exactly. Trafficking your own kids, but that's what that's like. It comes down to my trafficking. Well, even like with somebody like Britney Spears, I don't know who I think her manager was her father, right? But how do you let your own daughter be so highly sexualized like that? I mean, look at that first video she did in the little schoolgirl outfit. And she was what? No more, she couldn't have been 18. She was like 17. She was underage. Why would you let your kid do that? It's the
moreover,
money.
moreover, what school let them film that shit in their in their walls? Like
Well, yeah, that I can understand more than the parents, you know,
mm,
the desperate school district
they
accepting
they have
money for the video. But I mean, where
they
her
have
mother?
they have a dress code, but they allow a video like that to be shot in their school.
I don't even. My whole thing is the parents. But her dad was her manager, and then she, okay, so you let the kid do all this crap with her career, and well, no wonder she was crazy. Dressed her up in these little sexy outfits as a child, paraded her around on MTV, and then you're like, gee, I wonder why she's crazy. Huh. That's weird.
And then
Like,
force her to
bro,
live into a conservatorship until she's like in her
thank you.
40s or 50s.
That was
It's like
so wrong. I think she's
never
still in her 40s.
never let her have her own like just grow up
Oh,
and
well, you're
be
crazy. Yeah, you drove me crazy, you freaks, cuz you wanted to put out a little girl so you could make money. Honor your little girl. Like, what the hell? There's got to be a balance, that child stuff. I mean, you look at most child actors, and they are messed up, dude. It's really sad. The guys from Different Strokes, both of them. The one was totally, the older guy was addicted to crack, and what's the Gary Coleman? Oh, dude, that guy was a mess. You know, his whole life they stole his money too. His
Oh,
whole
and then like,
family took his damn money.
and then you have the Coreys,
Oh
Corey
God,
Haim and Corey Feldman, and
poor
you know,
Corey
look at Corey
Haim.
Feldman now. It's like,
He's unrecognizable. Yeah, they're a mess because I mean, dude, you look at somebody like Barrymore, right? What's her name?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. She was like doing cocaine at 8 years old. I mean, consider her family. The Barrymores were notoriously drug addicted alcoholics. But besides that point, why are you going to do that to a little kid, especially when you know the history of the family? It's like, oh, gee, let me set my kid up for failure. Here, screw you, kid. You're going to make me money.
What a
That's
bonfire! What a pole vault!
Hey, Bond brother, what's up? Hey, Susie Trippa. Pole vault. Okay. Now this has to happen. So this is my rave today. Do we need managers now? Do really? I mean, can artists really, by and large, anymore put themselves out there? Because I mean, look at our independent music community. We're pretty huge, I think. Maybe we're not famous or rich,
I
but
mean,
I'm not sure
I
that's what anyone's doing this for.
I
You
think the
know,
bulk of us have managed to manage ourselves.
right?
So why ever would you need that even at all ever? I mean, even going back as far as like Motown days, like gone are the days when a mob like owned a Motown radio station could like take advantage of a poor broke musician,
Well,
uh
yeah, and that's
because
just it.
now especially now with technology we can just make our own music and stuff, so
Well,
you know
yeah. I mean, like I said, even in this indie music community, by and large, I don't think anybody, unless you're gonna go out and try to get, I guess, a record deal. But do you really even need that anymore? I mean, isn't that kind of a thing of the past?
record labels.
Record labels. I mean, like, who cares? A lot of labels are independent anyway. So why
A
don't you
lot
just
of
make your own records?
a
You
lot of
know?
labels are just brands that people have made on their own, I mean, look at like
Uh,
Pole Vault with Dead Tone Records. Like that's, I mean,
well, there's a few. There's one with a bunch of punk bands in it, and what I really think of are the rappers, right? Because I think of the guys that downtown Detroit that stand on the corners, right, and they sell their album for $10. Those guys have gone to a studio, paid for their own time, or maybe they had a friend that was an engineer. I used to know those guys too. There's a few studios around town that you can do this at. Even if you get to know an engineer, there's a school here called the Disc, right on 9 Mile, just past Gratiot, down the street from my house. They have a school, Detroit School of Recording, and I knew a few guys that went to there, and if you had a band, they wanted to record you because they could do that for their project for school and record your band. So we would go. I would send my ex at the time. He went and recorded with them and made an album. And by and large, we paid for it ourselves. We went and had it pressed, and we sold it. So okay, yeah, no, you're not famous and everything, but you're selling albums. Same with the rappers downtown. They'd hang out in the corner, sell it for $10. Some
or
of those
like
guys got famous.
ICP.
Eminem
ICP
did
made their own, psychopathic records, and
Kid Rock
uh,
too. He did it
and
too. I'm not a huge fan, but he did it, and he put
and
another local band on his record deal. He gave him a record deal.
A lot of like what they, what ICP did in the early days was like, was with Mikey Clark. And they just kind of hang around and fiddle around with loops and stuff like that, hang around and shit, and that's just like how they produce their
Right. Just hang,
their
because those guys
stuff.
are. They just hang out and do stuff. And like, we're bored. Let's see. What are we going to do today?
And part of like the whole thing with rap and hip hop was they were putting out their, they were just recording everything under their own tapes and just
Right.
passing them around.
Hmm.
So you were trading tapes with people. So you
Well,
know,
and that evolved into getting into a studio, or a lot of times these guys have home studios too.
hmm
They'll do it themselves. They'll burn their own CDs too. I've seen it. And they will, hey, Junie. And they will stand. It was funny this one time. I was working downtown, and he made the mistake of not advertising he was selling these, and he like handed me an album, and I took it. He's like, $10. I'm like, dude, I don't have $10 on me. I'll get you later. I went back out and actually got it, but I was like, bro, you got to tell people you actually don't hand somebody the shit. Just be like, it's $10. I'm like, say, I'm selling my album. Sell yourself, dude. That's how a lot of guys got
it
from
was
Detroit got successful. It was just selling it downtown. Get your name
yeah.
out there, so that you're not compromised. So you're not having somebody breathe down your neck and say, "Oh, you got to do this cheesy thing in order to get popular, to have people talk about you." You know, I really watching that documentary, I felt really bad for Elvis. He wanted to be a gospel singer, and they told him that he would never make any money doing that. Now, at this point in Elvis's career, after the 50s, even after the 68 comeback, which was awesome, um, he could have done anything. The man could have sang the damn phone book and gotten hits. You know what I'm saying? How dare they tell him that nobody would have listened to his gospel? There's a ton of people that have listened to his gospel music. An absolute ton. I mean, all those women that absolutely were. My mother in law is in love with Elvis. She would have bought every single gospel album Elvis ever made just to listen to him. So I don't believe that. It was almost kind of shocking to hear that he was insecure, you know, and then watching him go up on that 68 special, I didn't realize he hadn't played in 7 years at that point. Can you imagine not being on a stage, not playing any music for 7 years, and then you go up and you're like, okay, what do I do now? And that's how he was. He was like, he started off and he was like, okay, that was not, no. And he had to start, he wandered around the stage and people were like, oh, is he okay? And everything. And then once he started getting going again, he hit the whole thing. But, it was awesome. It was amazing. It was a great performance. And it helped the rest of his career, but at the same time, Parker was making him do shit he didn't want to do and taking in a direction that he didn't want to go. So, is it? I don't know that it's worth it. Would it have been worth it for him? Would we still even have Elvis? Because I wonder if the stuff didn't even kill him. If he didn't get on the drugs because he was doing things that were compromising his art and his music, and he wasn't really following his path. That's how he felt. So what's more important, money or what you're doing? And it's sucky thing is, you fucking need money. you know, and we're all po. We're all po. None of us have no
Poe,
money. I don't got
Poe.
no money. You know,
I'm Poe. I ain't got no mo.
Nobody does. Everybody wants some money. I'm like,
I
come
ain't got no
on. It
mo.
ain't, and it, maybe people would you know criticize him for saying, well, the money shouldn't have been the most important thing. But you grow up that poor, it's important. That's important stuff, and then you get that famous. You don't want to give up that money. I don't blame him. I don't think it was for the love of money. I think it was that for the fear of not having any ever again. You know, and that's what you do for a living. So, and then he went in the army, which I think he was in the Korean War. I think that's the war Elvis was in. It was too early for Vietnam. So he was drafted during a time of peace. Isn't that interesting? So he went into the services between 58 and 60.
That's an interesting concept, being drafted during a time of peace. It's like
Yeah.
almost as if they were planning something.
Well, think about the time, right?
Hey, we got to
58 to
draft you.
60.
We got to
So,
draft you. Is there any wars going on? No. Then why you got to draft me? Just get in the army.
yeah, that
Get
was
in
the
the band.
it was a time like 58 to 60. So Kennedy got in 1960. 58, I don't remember who the president was, but I wasn't even alive. But the Korean War, I think it just ended, and then Kennedy got us into Vietnam pretty much right after
Eisenhower.
that.
Eisenhower.
Yeah, it was Eisenhower. That's right. I could see his face. I couldn't remember his name. So we had just
Dwight.
gotten out of the Korean War, and the French were in Vietnam losing their ass, and we didn't want communism in there. So we were trying, kind of had a foot in it, as I understand. And so that is probably the reason why they kept the draft. I'm sure because they knew there were all these crazy wars and all this anti-communism sweeping this country and McCarthyism. Um, I think his name was Joseph McCarthy. He would
Hmm.
accuse people, entertainers, of being communists and basically get them blackballed. It was horrible. And that was the times they were living in. Wonderful. Is it better now or worse? I don't know. But you know, I don't know. It's kind of almost odd how things repeat in
It's
ways.
it's it's like today, or it's like it is today, but we have the internet now, so you know,
Yeah. Well,
kind of blacklist
information.
ourselves.
Well, information gets spread, disseminates much quicker with the internet. Um, but I think by and large we still have the same problems, right? Do we really all have free speech? Do we? Can we all talk freely? Not sure. Uh, hey, Treach,
Well,
and that's exactly, can we express ourselves through art freely? Can you can you get make money with your art the way you want to, or do you have to do what a manager tells you to make sure you get in that popular culture mind or whatever it is, because they say this is what you should do. um, I'm not sure that we're so dependent on that anymore. Maybe because of the internet. That could be. Maybe that technology came in, and I think it kind of made record companies obsolete. Really. Look, just about. I mean, the record industry with the internet has kind of gone, woo. you know. I don't think artists are clamoring to try to get to a record deal so quickly anymore. I don't know.
you know, we always talk about like the death of the music industry or the death of music in general, and it's kind of funny like how we like put milestones on things by that whole like that whole concept, because it's like, oh, downloading music was the death of the music industry. Oh, or currently AI is the death of music,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's almost as if like the industry was kind of just meant to be killed because like I was talking about, like I said, because with technology you can, you're not like a record label or a studio taking advantage of broke musicians anymore, as we all got to the point where we could start making our own stuff. They became less relevant, and one could say that the invention of even just recorded music was the death of music, because I'm pretty sure somebody back then was like, hey, I'm not making as much money playing out doing shows, because now people can just listen to my music in their living room by the medium once, and then why ever go to a show again? You can have it
Well,
in your own house.
I think
So I'm
that
sure some
sometimes, with the live shows, by and large, that's how musicians make their money, though,
that's
is
how they
live
made a
shows.
living. I mean,
Yeah,
dude,
it's not by
like
albums. It's not the record albums.
he had like
It's doing the shows.
he had like Bach and Mozart and all them going and doing shows and shit for the for the Kings or whatever, and and fancy
It,
dress party and all
and
that, and
even now, like, so my ex's dad was Mitch Ryder, right? I don't know, and I don't know if anybody knows who Mitch Ryder is. He's a Detroit guy. He was Devil with the Blue Dress On. He had an album in a band called Detroit. He did a tune called Rock and Roll that Lou Reed did over again. And you probably know the Lou Reed song, but not Mitch's. Um, where was I going with this? But it's he how he would try to make money from touring. Now his problem was his whole band would flip out, ruin hotel rooms, drink too much, eat too much, spend all the money. So by the time they got to the end of the tour, he owed money. He didn't make anything. There's another problem. And that's what Garbage was talking about this last time when I went to that show. They announced at one of their shows, not the one I was at, but a subsequent show, that this was the last time they would be touring because everything was so damn expensive.
hmm
They were losing money. They couldn't make money. Everything cost too much to be able to do it right. It's like,
but
well,
isn't that the dream of like trying to drive a half broken down van across the country to from gig to gig? I thought that was the at least the movies and TV shows make it out to be like that,
well, that's
But,
it. The movies and the
uh,
TV shows and the popular culture makes it out to be like this romanticized thing. Have you ever toured with a band?
no,
Just
but I
okay.
when I was younger, like like from high school and out of high school, probably for a few years, because like all right, so like I had a kind of a slight when I friend of mine who was like kind of a second cousin. He and his family were really heavily into music, and he and his brothers got instruments for Christmas. He got my friend, well, at the time friend Mark, he got drums. His brothers got one of them got a bass, one of them got a guitar, and their dad was a guitarist. Um, and I was kind of also interested in music a little. I've always been interested in music too, and before I even really knew it. But I was like, I wanted to play guitar too, so I got a guitar, and then we kind of since we all had instruments, it was like, all right, we're gonna jam. We're gonna play, and we're gonna, so we were, kind of trying to do this band thing, and so I didn't really, wasn't really. They wanted to play Nickelback. I'm like, I want to play Static X and Marilyn Manson. Um,
The creative,
so
creative bumping of heads.
so I didn't exactly mesh with them. It didn't fit in. So I kind of phased myself out of it as far as being
Gotcha.
actively participating in the music aspect of it. But I did help them out. Like, later on after high school, they were doing shows and stuff. So I do have like some experience of at least like going, like even like into like Michigan a little bit and playing, them playing some shows there, and you know, um, packing up the van with
Right.
all of the instruments, and playing Tetris with drums and amps and shit.
Yep. And
So
having the great pleasure of climbing into a van or a truck with these smelly people and sometimes wanting to throat punch one or two of
we,
them.
we had a well, we did like a caravan of people. Like we had like, like everyone had like a car, and like we all like
Yep.
grabbed like whatever we could put into our cars that didn't fit in the
Oh yeah.
van, and we all drove to gigs and stuff, and it was like an all day fucking thing. You had to start at like 10 in the morning. The show was like it
Oh yeah.
started at 8. You had to like get all the shit in there, drive it to the fucking the venue, and unload it, set it all up, and then
Yep.
come
We did.
back later and then break it all down. We're all fucking dead you tired, drunk, you
Yeah.
know.
I did this
Um
with a band at a music festival in Buffalo. They had this where you would sign up and they would put you in and you would play at several different bars in Buffalo over 3 or 4 nights. Okay. So it's, we're coming from Detroit. Like you said, happened. We were in like 2 or 3 cars, bust our shit to Buffalo, rent hotels. Of course, we rented one hotel and I volunteered to get everybody hotel rooms. Nope, everybody stayed at different hotels. I was like, oh, yeah, that's convenient. Great, thanks. So trying to get to these bars was interesting. Okay, meet us at our hotel. Then we'll make sure that we've got everything and everyone's there. And then we'll caravan to this bar, set it up. And like you said, it's like 10 a.m. And then we had this lead singer, and she liked to control every single aspect of everyone's life, right? She was constantly texting and calling me, texting and calling me. Anita, shut up. I know where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, so it's, just fun trying to deal with your own band, their personalities, their gastrointestinal issues. Trust me, I had to deal with that crap. And they're just generally wanting to throat punch everyone at the end. Um, and so when you hear about like bands like Jane's Addiction getting into a fight on stage, it just doesn't shock me. It's like, yeah, these things happen because sometimes you end up wanting to kill each other, you know, just from that. So then on top
or
of
like
it, having
like
management that's crawling up your booty hole, it's
look
gotta
at look at
suck.
look at Slipknot. None of those guys like each other.
Right.
They really don't. I mean, they might say they do, but like you look at like everything that happens behind the scenes or what comes out, they fuck each other in deals and stuff all the time. Like they don't like each other. Like
The
there's
police are like that too. Sting and the drummer,
Stewart.
yeah, they hate each other so bad. Stuart Copeland and Sting hate each other. They get into fist fights and they will admit on stage that they fight. I've seen interviews with Stuart Copeland like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
And he still just does not agree with Sting on a lot of things. And so I remember I did see their last tour. It was years ago. God, it's probably a good 20 years ago now. But I thinking, okay, are they going to get along? Are they going to fight? What's going to happen? You know, that whole Jane's Addiction thing was a trip, though. That was kind of sad. Um,
And then it just turns out that wasn't like somebody else just didn't turn his monitors on or something, or maybe I think he didn't
I don't
even have
even
his like
know.
in-ear monitors in. He wasn't even wearing them. He was just being stupid. I don't know. I forgot what it was,
That's
but
Perry Farrell for you. You know, Chris Cornell wrote the tune "Jesus Christ Pose" for him, so
yeah,
that'll give you a clue as to
I saw
what
I
he's
saw
like.
Jane's Addiction once, and I mean, like they put on a decent show when when they're not fighting, but like I don't know, I was more mad because I it was a Nine Inch Nails show,
Okay,
and Nine Inch Nails it was the DTE or the as you call it, the knot or pine knob
it's
or
Pine Knob.
whatever,
Yeah, it's not
but
DTE.
when it was the DTE
I
because
know.
I
We
didn't know
never
any
called it
better, but
DTE.
it was like Nine Inch Nails, like play, but like they played more earlier in the day, and it was like daytime, and it
Okay.
was like even Trent Reznor said it's really kind of weird playing during the day because this music was made in the dark to be fucked in the dark,
Yeah.
and like they didn't have the cameras on, like they had screens or whatever,
Okay.
they
Yeah.
didn't have the
Yeah.
cameras on for Nine Inch Nails.
That's
So you
weird.
can see shit.
Huh.
You can see the lights
Oh,
and the
lame.
smoke.
Pine Knob. Do better. Yeah.
You could, but
The show I
so
went to was way better. That sucks.
then after Nine Inch Nails, then it was like Street Sweeper Social Club, which was like Tom Morello doing like a little super group thing or whatever. I don't know.
Oh
It
yeah.
was
Okay.
not that memorable. They had the
Yeah.
cameras on for them half the time, and then Jane's Addiction was just like, yeah, you can see everything because it's fucking nighttime and the cameras are on, and oh,
Right.
fucking Christ. But you know, yeah. So I mean, they were okay. I don't know. I don't even go back or listen to Jane's Addiction for just even for fun. I don't. Eh.
I, of those bands in that era, right? So all the Lollapalooza bands, like I'd like to call them, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Jane's Addiction, Smashing Pumpkins, and all these guys were the really big ones were from Seattle, but you had a little contingent from Chicago, which was the two bands I just mentioned, Smashing Pumpkins and Jane's Addiction. And it was Perry Farrell that started Lollapalooza, right? So, of those bands, it seems like, I don't know, like, because you also had in Boston, you had the Pixies too, and they were about the same era. But it's like the Chicago bands seemed to me, even at the time, to have this attitude against the Seattle bands. Like there was this weird rivalry between the two of them, like Seattle, Chicago,
Mm.
and then Seattle would just look at Chicago and be like, "Fuck you, dude," what's up, So I don't know what the attitude was there, but those guys, those it's funny, in the guy from Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan, he's got a weird attitude too. I never liked Billy. I like his music. I like Smashing Pumpkins. I don't like Billy Corgan. Same with Jane's Addiction. I like their music. I don't like Perry Farrell. I just don't like the man. But I like his music, but I just don't care for the man. Oh, okay. Bye, E.
I'll be back in
So
a second.
okay, it's my conversation slipped a little from management into bands not getting along, but hey Steve-O, what's up? How you doing? So Pole Vault's now gonna sell underwear. Nice. Oh, it's the used underwear. beautiful. That's not pukey at all. So, anyway. Yeah, that is always a problem. The cats never move when you need them to. Anyway, guys, just trying to converse and see if any of you have had any experience with bands or management or anyone telling you what to do and how to do your
And
art.
yeah, so I went from, I went from that like whole experience of helping a friend's band to like, I tried getting in my own, getting in different projects and stuff, and just never worked out. Could never get people together to practice or jam or anything. Always dealing with people who just didn't want to do anything, or it just it just never worked for me.
Yeah,
After that,
I
like I was
understand.
just like
We could get
even
people to do it and even practice,
even
but
today is fucking near impossible. So I'm just like, I don't even have time to pursue it
and
like
I
that at that level.
like I'm trying to get a really good friend of mine right now who's a very talented musician, extremely talented. But he plays live. He plays in cover bands, he's got a few of them he plays in, but he doesn't have an interface, right? So he's not used to playing online like we are. We're all used to it. All of that language, all of those pieces of equipment, very familiar. Get an interface, plug in, you can start jamming online. But he does everything in real life. Everything's on a stage. So he doesn't have an interface. And it's interesting the two, the in real life, which you need for gigs, your amplifiers, um, you need microphones too, but different ones. You need monitors, um, all wires, plug in all of those electronics. With online, you need much less. And I need my kikis to stop eating wires. Please stop it.
I Hi Rachel Aloha, Steve O, Zach Thong.
Hey Zach. I got Steve O. Hey sister Rachel, how you doing? Look at you.
No,
You
well,
cutie.
shit, now you don't even really need all the amps and stuff. Whoa, kitty cat. You kitty, scoochie, scoochie, scoochie.
Is she cute?
Scoochie, scoochies.
That's my
But you
kitty.
don't really need even all that stuff now because everyone's got them like, the floor units or whatever, the multi processors that, like the quad cortex or whatever, the in thing is, line six, whatever.
Oh yeah. Not
Uh,
everybody uses them though. You know.
but lot more people are using, especially smaller, more like bar like gigs, because it's like I'm gonna fucking, especially at our age, that or even older than me, people who've been doing the whole touring thing are like, my back hurts. I'm fucking with all these
Yeah,
amps,
for sure.
so.
Trust me, I've helped lug in a jazz chorus amp many places, and I would have loved to have launched that into space a few times, having to lift that bastard. Luckily, it had wheels on it, but still, okay. So heavy son of a bitch. Trying to get those in and out of gigs and stuff. Drum kits. You got an extensive drum kit. Have fun. Then you got to set up and mic it. Yay. I've helped with that. It's like a freaking nightmare. And it depends on what bar you're at too. We were at this bar. This
Yeah,
old punk bar called Paychecks. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I've never really been that into interested in all the real. I mean, when I was younger, I kind of, I did want like I would have wanted a Marshall stack or something, And I'm like, I mean, like, there's no way I would be able to. First of all, I can't play that fucking loud. I live with my parents.
Right.
I have a dog that's scared of lightning and fireworks, so I don't
Blast
even.
him out the roof.
I don't crank. I don't even crank my music that loud when no one's home because I have a dog here. When
Yeah.
my dad takes the dog out for a walk and I had the house to myself for like 20 minutes, yeah, I'll crank this shit. But
Right.
I could never deal. I could never. You're supposed to be able to record. Guitars with loud amps and mics and shit like that. I would never. I would never be able to do that because there's just the where I, my constraints. Like,
Yeah, you need
so
a
it's
studio. You need a place to do that at.
so I've always been more of a line in kind of person. I
Okay.
work with pedals and stuff go right into the interface.
Right.
Like headphones. I can listen to music and record and all that stuff at low volumes and most people are like, well, they'd probably balk at how low I can listen to music and still pick out what I need to. I can make music at a very low volume. I don't need to blast it. I don't need to blast it. You know.
I like blasting it. It's I don't know.
I like blasting it when I want to actually feel like when I like feeling the air come off of the speakers,
Yeah. Right.
like the
Exactly.
little
I
breeze
want to
that you
feel
get.
it go through me. I do. I want to feel that shit go through me. Like that's why I love going to a live show because and sitting as close as I can if I can afford it, especially at a concert like Soundgarden because they use that feedback in their music. It's a part of the music, right? It's not just random feedback just to be feedback. It's integrated into the tune at a certain point for an emotion, and you can feel that go through you. It's incredible. It's like for me, it's like a religious experience. It's a spiritual experience to have that music go through you like that. And there's
Or
nothing like that
you
at
go to
a gig.
you go to a show and you're like like you're trying to find the bathroom and the bathroom's in the subwoofer. Like it's like, oh, I gotta open the door here and it's a giant speaker. But anyway, like no, but yeah,
I'd be
but
like, I'm
like
never leaving. It's me. That's how I feel about it. It is. It's like it's so yeah. It's hard, especially when you're in a living situation or like you live in an apartment. I lived with my ex in an apartment for a year, and you can't jam when you're in an apartment. Shoot, I
no.
couldn't even drop something on my floor. I would have the weirdo lady downstairs taking her broom and smacking her ceiling and screaming at me, "Shut up!" I couldn't drop anything in my place. It was terrible.
I had a similar experience, but it wasn't music. I had a neighbor above me, and she had her boyfriend over a lot, and I'd hear them going at it,
Uh,
and
that's great.
until that would happen up until the one day I said, I can hear you guys up there, and keep up the good work. They never did. They're going to a hotel or something.
Gotta go to your place.
I was just like, keep it up,
The
and,
walls are
and
thin in those apartments, man. That's no joke.
she's like, she's like,
Well,
yeah.
what do you want me to say? There's
I mean,
there's
I'm
an
gonna have to
hysterical
listen
Instagram
to
right
it.
now, where it's this British guy, and he lives in a nice set of apartments, right? But apparently his next door neighbor keeps waking him up at 2 in the morning and won't shut up. So he has rented a karaoke, he bought a karaoke machine, and he makes up songs and sings them and screams them, not sings them. He screams them at 2 in the morning about how I hate you, you CUNT. It's hysterical. It's really priceless. I think I've sent those to Jen before. A few
I
people actually got
it reminds me of another experience where I had a girlfriend who lived in an apartment, and her neighbor actually above them would always bitch about whatever sound they made below them. And
oh.
so like and it was like so I took like the speaker and put it up to the ceiling and just blasted it, just like
How
like
do you like it?
just out of spite, just to be a dick. Yeah.
Seriously.
So
I know. Yeah, I was at the hospital one time. I was living in the stupid apartment. I was at the hospital with my mom. She had a kidney stone. And so I was with my mom all day. I get home. It's like 11 o'clock. I got to work the next day. It's 11 o'clock. I go into my cupboard to reach for something, probably sugar for coffee. I went to get something. And a box of banana bread or some box of baked something falls out and falls to the floor. And I'm like, oh crap, okay. And I just put it away and didn't think about it. And like 10 minutes later, I'm getting knocking at my door at like 11:30 at night, and I'm exhausted. I've been in a damn hospital all day. I open the door, it's the police. I'm like, is there something wrong? Well, your neighbor called. She said there was noises coming. I said, I dropped a box of banana bread. For Pete's sake. What's wrong with, like, you called the cops for somebody dropping a box of banana bread, you freak? You weirdo?
probably woke her up from her nap. She's sitting there with her knitting needles, and she's
Well,
plop.
she she had a brother that was developmentally challenged. I knew that about her. She was a what they call a messianic Jew. In other words, she was Jewish but believed in Jesus. They will sometimes call them Jews for Jesus. She was the least Christian person I've ever met in my life. And she did that, like, I
Kind of
went up one
ironic.
time to discuss something with her because she kept calling the police on me for dropping things and walking across my floor. The apartment complex was like, well, you should go to talk to her. So I did. And she screamed at me and she slammed the door on me. So I went to the apartment complex. I said, I will never talk to her again. You have a problem. You need to get. And they told me she was moving. I said, well, can she move tomorrow?
What you should have
Can
done
you
was just
please get rid of her?
I mean, I would have like just continued to screw with her. I would have just taken like a whole bag of marbles and just dropped them on the floor. Clack, 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 roll, 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 roll. Like, what is that? Like.
Seriously, she was weird. I was so glad to see her go. I was like, thank God. But I mean, I didn't stay very long, much longer after she left. Probably
You
two
just
more
take
months and I was gone.
you just take like a wet washcloth and just keep dropping it on the floor like repeatedly, like in regular intervals. Splat,
I couldn't
splat,
even
splat. Knock it
vacuum.
off.
I would try to vacuum, right? And she would take the broom and smack and call the police on me.
You take the vacuum,
sorry,
boom, boom, boom.
I'm trying to vacuum my apartment. This woman is harassing me. I couldn't even vacuum my own apartment because of this woman. She's horrid, vapid weirdo.
It probably It probably pleases you to know she's probably in hell right now. So,
gee darn. Ugh, God. Yeah, she wasn't a young woman back then, and I was probably 23, 24. So, yeah, I doubt she's still alive. But, man, that was totally... Well, we've gotten off of subject completely.
yeah.
That's okay. What else do we do?
I mean, here we go again. It's whatever, right?
Yeah. Oh, here's somebody. Look at this. James!
Yeah, it's a James.
What's up,
James
bro?
Myers.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Are those hands in the background? I see them doing that thing.
Yeah,
It is.
that's
Is it
cool.
back in the further back in the? You just got
Yeah,
some
those
disembodied
guys.
hands.
It's cool. Yeah, he
I
set up
won
his-
those. It was another YouTuber, a drummer, and he was doing a contest on his channel. I forget what the contest was. It was a few years ago, but the winner got that, and
That's cool.
so he sent it to me and everything. So every video, everything that I do, I always have that in the background.
The
Yeah.
Maloik.
Yeah.
The Maloik. So have you ever had a manager, James?
A manager,
Yeah.
like at work or
No, like for music, like
Oh.
in a band or anything.
uh
Employed
no.
a manager to get you gigs and all of that.
Steal
No.
your money and do all the drugs and fuck all
Tell
the
you what to
women.
do.
Oh, like Elvis, right? Like Elvis, you were talking
Exactly.
about earlier, right. Yeah, no, I haven't had that. I was always the one that was managing the bands, my bands.
Okay. Yeah. Same here. Just by managing, I mean literally managing it. Like you have to be here at this time. Wake up.
Yeah,
That kind of managing.
my style of managing was more of like, hey, we got a gig tonight at blah blah blah. All right, we're all gonna meet at the practice space at X time, and we all meet there. If he's not there, I'm sitting there calling your ass on the phone until you answer, and
Yep.
then, then we all hop in It was a Honda CRX.
Oh yeah.
A little tiny car, and we put everything in there, like my bass drums, the half cabs, the bass cabs, we were stuffing the guitars up in the ceiling of the roof of the car and everything. I had a bass drum on my lap, like yeah, we used to do that, and then
Strap it on the top.
Imagine getting into a car accident with a car full of drums. What would that sound like?
Yeah, hindsight, right? You weren't thinking about that when you were younger. You were just wanting to get to the show.
Not at all. I know Kurt, my husband, he was a DJ. And so he had all this DJ equipment. And he was coming from a gig in Pontiac. And his car broke down. And he had a lot of very expensive. He had the turntables. He had all of his albums. He didn't do anything digitally. This was back in the 90s, in the early 90s.
Okay.
His car broke down in the middle of Pontiac. And James, you know Pontiac.
Yeah, I
But
know
our
Pontiac
wonderful
well.
audience may not know Pontiac. Pontiac, I'd rather be on the west side of Detroit in the worst neighborhood than ever in anywhere in Pontiac.
I was in
Okay?
Pontiac for 7 years. I know.
That's a scary ass place. Okay. I mean, this is now a place where it's big human trafficking and it's just scary,
Yeah.
And so he broke down in the middle of Pontiac on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, exactly. And it was before the days of cell phones, so he had to find a gas station. He's calling every friend of his to come. Do you have a car? Can you come pick up my equipment? It's in my car. They're gonna steal it.
Yeah, I would not leave anything in that car. In fact, I
He
wouldn't
was
even leave
scared
that
just
car.
leaving it for a minute just
Yeah.
to go call.
The car's gone. There's just like
It's up
axles on blocks.
Blocks.
It's sitting
Yeah,
on
exactly.
blocks, yeah.
Everything's gone. He's like, I
Yeah.
was
He even
so
took
lucky
the radio dials.
It took
that
the
it was
hood off.
still there. And then he had a friend that came in a small car like a CRV.
Even smaller
like
car than
everything
the
that
one he
fits
had.
in this what he called a coffin. It's like it's a 6-foot tall coffin. They fit it in this little CRV. Like stuff it in there. I don't care.
Yeah, that would be a nightmare having to get stopped in Pontiac like that. Was it nighttime?
I think it was day. I think
Okay.
it was he'd done the rave, so it was all night. So it was like he was trying to head home, and it was more like 7, 8 in the morning. So it wasn't like a totally horrible time, but in Pontiac there is no good time. to break down in the middle of the road.
When I lived there, I don't know 90s, so that was a different time. But when I lived there, there was no police force at all in Pontiac,
Right.
and
Yeah.
so you couldn't call police or anything like that.
Yeah, see, back when I lived there, they still had a police force.
Okay.
They had a little Pontiac police. It was small, but they had it. And then right after I moved out, which was about 94, it started to go down. And then about 5 years later, there was no more force, and the sheriff took over. And I think that's still the case there now.
Yeah.
Is that the sheriff is in Pontiac. It's so sad, dude.
Yeah.
Although it's a
crazy.
lot nicer than it used to be. I had a friend that bought a house. Nobody else is going to know where this is, but James will. Of Voorhees and Orchard Lake.
Yep.
I used to live right there at an apartment complex, and I used to see gang signs thrown and AK-47 fire. Now it's really nice there. It's like the people have bought houses up and then fixed them up. I had a friend that did that and lived in there. It was beautiful. But
Voorhees.
I moved out in 2018, and that year I moved out, I was still hearing AK-47s going off, and I was, of course, I lived there, so I had to drive through the neighborhoods, and there was a few streets that I went down, and there was probably 50, 60 people standing out in the street, and they wouldn't let you go through, and they all had guns on them and everything, and I was like,
the Wild West.
Man, I kind of just backed up and went the other. I was like, I'm not even about to deal with that.
That's when you reverse.
Oh, good time to put my backwards driving skills in.
Seriously, that was. I mean, I would be sitting at a light at that corner, Voorhees in Orchard Lake there, and I would see a car in front of me, and the guy would throw a gang sign. I could see it through his back window. I'm like, I'm in traffic. I can't get out of here. What the hell? Get me out of here.
Oh, that
like
red light
that
just
was-
turned green.
I feel like that was I feel like that was a missed opportunity to call the street Crystal Lake. And Voorhees and Crystal Lake.
Yeah, it was
No.
Orchard Lake.
Yeah, I know, but they
Yeah.
could have called it Crystal Lake. That would have been like,
Well, there is a Crystal Lake in Michigan, so maybe that's
There's
why they did.
tons of especially around there. That's like the land of 1,000 lakes or something. There's Elizabeth Lake, Orchard Lake, Crescent Lake. And there's a billion of them. And there's a road to go with every single one of them, and they all go around the freaking lake.
You have to
Oh,
go
and there's
around.
Commerce Road, which starts and then stops and then starts up again and then stops and starts up again. And then it crosses itself.
It's so confusing.
Yay, Michigan!
Yay.
Woo-hoo. Land of Indian trails that we make into roads.
Yeah, I guess so. That's true.
Outer Drive is like that. There's a couple of them. There's Outer Drive and there's Franklin Road down here. I grew up in a city called Southfield, and we had Franklin Road. It was just like Outer Drive. It was just everywhere. Where I live here now, it's Outer Drive, and it's just crazy. That was the name of my ex's band too. He called it Outer Drive. Because weird, because how insane it is to drive on that. Another Kiki. I'm lousy with these things.
no.
Getting big.
This one is big. She's older. She's my older girl. Look at her. Squirmy. Struggler. Anyway, she likes to bite my cords, and I gotta watch her.
Is that one doing good? You were talking about taking it to the hospital.
She was in the hospital for 4 days. That
Oh,
cat
wow.
was in the. She almost died. And she's better now. But okay, so what they did to her at the vet, she was so little, but they had to put an IV in her, and apparently this vet didn't know that you shouldn't probably put an IV in a kitten's arm, but they did it. And when I got her to this other hospital that they sent us to, they took that IV out and put it in her jugular. Well, the first vet had already done the damage, and blood wasn't getting to her paw.
Oh,
So
no.
they tried to get, and they sent her home like this, and the paw was like weird. It looked like a club foot, you know?
Okay.
And I was like, well, she's walking on it. It's not bothering her. She's eating. She's okay. Because they were talking about amputating it. I'm like, oh my God, but they didn't. They sent her home. She gained weight. She's fine. I woke up. I fed him this morning. I didn't notice anything. And then I see her on the couch. That foot had fallen off. Her foot fell off.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Her freaking foot fell off. How does that happen? It freaked me out. I'm still freaked out by it.
Oh, wow.
But at the same time, at least she doesn't have to have it amputated.
So it's just like just a stump. Just
yeah.
Did you find the foot?
No, I don't think I want to.
I wonder if they ate it.
I don't want to. Be gross. Shut up.
Of course, my mind would go to that.
Of course
I'm
you did.
sorry.
You had to verbalize it. Absolutely had to say it out loud, didn't you?
I mean, I know at least Pole Vault was probably thinking it, but
No, I mean I thought it too. I just didn't say it out loud.
Say it.
Because I have cats too.
I'm like the voice in people's head, but I speak out loud.
You're like the Max. Did I say that out loud? But yeah, I did wonder that, but I just don't want to know. And I cleaned my whole house today because I had my in-laws over and I didn't find anything. Although I didn't clean my office, so could be in there.
I was surprised. You know how cats like to bring you gifts? Oh
yeah.
One morning you wake up and it's just a paw next.
Luckily, they don't really climb my bed yet, so yeah, I'm not gonna get the foot in the mouth or like the mouse in the mouth.
It'll be one of your relatives that discovers it when they're over or something.
Yes. But
there's my lucky kitten's foot. I was wondering what that
would freak you out, right?
Put it on a keychain.
But Gary, she's fine. I think when she gets older too, she'll be able to jump. So it's not gonna matter. She only has one paw in the front. Plus she's an indoor cat. It's not gonna matter that much. But I was like, is it gonna the way it was going, I'm like, is it gonna regenerate? No. But I guess it's better than having it amputated. I don't want to do that to her. Poor cat. It wasn't even her fault.
I'm sure she was in pain, and I'm sure it's probably a direct consequence of sticking the needle in the wrong place. And so she was probably in pain after that whole time until it finally fell off. But hopefully now it's healing.
It looks like it is. I've got this. My husband taught me about this stuff for cats. It's called wound care. Vetericin. And this is like magic healing for kitties. And so I got to her and I sprayed that a little on her. And it doesn't hurt them if they lick it either. It's not going to poison them or anything. So, I sprayed that on her. She licked it a little, but it started to, after that, dry up and heal some. So, although she's still licking on it, it's okay. And she's going to the vet in a couple days anyway. So, they'll look at it. But,
I thought that only happened.
I got an antibiotic, too.
I thought that only happened with diabetes. Your feet fall off.
Apparently, the way they treat, I want to get mad at the vet, but I can't because ultimately they saved her life. That cat was dying. She was almost dead. I picked her up, and you know how, like, in the cartoons, cats go bloop? That's what she did. Both sides. Just bleh. I'm like, this is not good. So, and it was, of course, this stuff happens on a Saturday, right? So I'm calling. I'm in a new area. I have no idea, what vets are around. No one wanted to take her. No one. I'm sorry. We're booked up. Blah, blah, blah. No, I'm sorry. And then finally, I called my old vet where I used to take my dogs. And they told me this place in Royal Oak was a walk-in. So I rushed her there, even though it's a half-hour ride. I rushed her there, and we walked in, and that poor cat was almost dead. And they were like, "Give this to me." You know, I had her in her little cat house. "Give this to me." You know, and like, we're taking her back right now.
Yeah.
And they had to transfer her to Oakland Veterinary Specialists, which is that's the one in Pontiac. It's Orchard Lake and Telegraph.
Is that the 24/7 one?
Yes. Yes,
I've
it's
been
24/7, and the minimum amount is $850, but they have all the specialists there. You know, it's probably the best vet hospital in Southeast Michigan. So my brother's dog went there. She had cancer in her shoulder, and we had no idea what was going on. We had to take her there, and that's where she got diagnosed. But they saved her. And they're the ones that told me. They were like, "Oh, we feel terrible. We don't think we did it, though. We think it was the vet that she came from that put this in her arm and wasn't, you know, they didn't realize what they were doing." And I was like, okay, do I get angry or am I just grateful that the cat's still alive? You know?
Yeah.
So I think at this point... I'm not hiring lawyers or anything, you know, I'm not going to get crappy on somebody, you know, and, you know, what I would get out of it anyway, you know, even if I did.
It doesn't put the foot back on.
No, it sure doesn't. And I'm like looking at her and I'm like, could we 3D print her a paw? It'd be so cute so she could walk.
Maybe put like a little wheel or something on, yeah.
Put little fake claws on it for her.
Yeah.
Boo-boo. Her sister is like climbing up me. She can't really do that without two front paws. She can't do she can't grab with one and then let go of the other.
She'll figure something out. She'll start using the back legs and stuff.
She'll start climbing up shit backwards.
She might.
Look what I can do.
I figure as they get bigger, they'll jump. You know, she'll figure out how to do the jumping thing. But yeah, these guys are so...
starts learn how to use her tail like a monkey does, like wrap
the
around
panda
things.
cat is hysterical. She'll, you know, I've got this little, it's a digital cat toy, so it has like a butterfly on top. It'll go automatically around, and then this arm that under a skirt that'll move. And this one time, I turned it on, and Nyx literally went like this. She raised both of her arms up and jumped and then did a twirl. Like, oh my God. Why can't I catch this on camera? How do you do this?
Viral cat moment.
I like, seriously, I could make cat shorts all day. I just have to constantly have a camera on these guys, you know?
Yeah.
It's hysterical. And her tail moves like this. It's so funny. Little bunny tail. It's like, it's so funny. And then the other cats are like always trying to get it. Bap.
That's
I can just watch these cats. I don't even need television anymore. At all.
free entertainment.
They are. Oh, hey, I got a new patio, James.
Oh, is it done?
It's done. Remember the wood that we were putting the barbecue on? It's gone.
The Punji
Nice.
steak trap.
Awesome.
The Punji steak trap is gone.
Oh my God, from hell. That would like hurt your legs when you walk by it because it was sticking up the wood. It was terrible.
Did you get rid of that whole like square area there? And
Yeah, it's all up. I should send you the pictures. It's a 17 by 7 patio now.
oh, okay.
So I got go ahead.
Is it extended off of your regular porch? Okay.
Well, it's like, so I had to redo the driveway because that was a mess, right? It was too narrow at the end, so they widened it. I got a new walkway because here in Harper Woods they make you replace the sidewalk. Okay. They make the owner replace the sidewalk. So I had to replace 2 panels of the sidewalk down there. So instead of just doing that, I did the whole walk. Oh, wow. So I got the whole walk, and then I got the whole driveway. And I said, I don't want to rip that wood out. Why don't you guys rip that out and stick in a patio? So that's what they did. They ripped the wood out. I wanted him to try to incorporate that fire pit that I had, but it was too low. It was just too low. So they just went over it. But so it's like I got a little walkway from the driveway that's close to that entrance to the garage.
Okay.
So there's now a walkway and then a 17 by 7 patio. So I'm going to get like one of those gas fire pits.
Yeah.
And some swivel chairs, and we'll have an actual place to hang out.
There you go.
Oh yeah, for next year's barbecue.
Yep. Barbecues and just general hangout and hoot nannies, invite the neighbors over.
That'll be a nice little spot there. Is it covered?
Yeah. No, not yet. But I'm gonna get an umbrella. I'll probably just get covers for whatever furniture I have in the fire pit, because that'll come with a cover.
Yeah,
But,
you'll definitely have to. You should just like next time, just get me the night before so we can literally start like right early in the morning, get everything like cooked and ready, and
Yeah, and
and we won't be waiting for your grates to arrive from Amazon.
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna send my helicopter and come get you, E. Make somebody pick you up on the way. But
That's cool.
yeah, it just totally changed the look of the house.
I can imagine.
It looks so much better. And eventually I'll probably either put a covered porch or something on there. But what they did was nice. They put in topsoil around all the concrete. So I got the next 3 days off. So I've saved some cardboard. I'm going to do a poor man's tilling job. I'm going to put down cardboard. I'm going to put down mulch or dirt and then leave that until like March or April. And then I'll take that up and just literally rake it and plant stuff. That's how you kill the grass.
Yeah, I mean, that works. Yeah.
It's a lot easier than taking a spade and turning it, or a tiller and tilling it, because I don't want to ruin my back again.
Don't they have those like black plastic things and screens and stuff that you can put down?
Yeah, but that's more like you put that down, then you put mulch down, and then you plant.
Okay.
So that you don't, it's like I'll do that against my house in the front here, where when I put down mulch, so it doesn't leak down into the foundation.
Right.
But this, I just want to get rid of the grass. I don't want to have to mow that part by the patio. What a pain in the butt. And flowers are going to look better there. You know, probably going to put a bush over, by the walkway, maybe a trellis, and have flowers around it instead of just having to mow it. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Having to go around all that stuff. Who wants to do that?
Oh my God. I even have like one of those weed whackers, but still, I don't want to have to deal with it. I don't. And pretty soon I'm going to have to get my snow blower and blow snow.
Yeah, you aren't kidding with that. I don't even have one yet, so.
I don't either. I don't even have a shovel yet, dude.
Oh, no.
I gotta get something.
I couldn't imagine shoveling this now. Yeah, no, thanks. No, yours this was a little bit smaller, so I mean, yeah, I still wouldn't want to go out and shovel that.
I don't want to shovel that. I got a big old driveway. That's a big ass driveway. It's long. And then no, I'm not shoveling this area. My old house, it was nothing. It took me 5 minutes to shovel. It was no big deal. I'd literally have the shovel out front, like done. This place, it's got more real estate, so I'm gonna have to I'm gonna go get the Ego snowblower and just spend the money because I want it, and I got a big garage, so it'll work.
Oh yeah, you got all that storage. I don't know what you put in.
I figure it out. A bunch of shit in there. No, it's slowly getting cleaned up, but I left a bunch of the cardboard for my furniture and stuff on purpose because I knew I was going to want to do that, because I want to do that on the side of my house too. Somebody put these beautiful hostas and hid them on the side of that garage by the fence, by my neighbor Lee's fence. And I'm like, why did you put the hostas here? Nobody can see them.
Yeah.
So I want to go back there and dig them up when they start coming up back in the spring. I'm going to cut them down this time. But when they come up in the spring, I'm going to do this on the side of the house with the cardboard and the dirt, take it up in the spring, just get rid of the dead grass, and then put those hostas there on the side so you can see them. They're beautiful, big, established hostas. I'm like, no, this is kind of a waste over here. And I'm just going to put mulch over by the, by the garage, between the fence and the garage. And then I've got a big old grapevine back there. I want to train into the fence. It's everywhere right now. It's like, bleh.
Okay.
Literally everywhere. So,
and that's real grapes?
It's a weed. They're
okay.
wild. So the grapes are probably sour as hell.
Yeah.
But the leaves make amazing dolmates. Amazing. Like the stuffed grape leaves. That's what the old Greek women go nuts for, those wild grape leaf vines, and they go nuts for dandelion greens. That is a delicacy in Greece. Oh. My friend Mary's aunties, they own the Detroiter bar downtown, and her aunts were in from the old country. They had to gather them up from I-75. They're on the side of I-75 picking the dandelion greens. They thought they were in heaven. They were like, dandelion greens. Mary's like, you're gonna die.
It's worth it.
No.
This is a freeway. You cannot be here. They're from Greece. They have no idea.
Yeah.
It's all, what? It's in the middle of the field. We can pick this. It's fine.
Yeah. There's not a million cars driving past there every day.
They have no consideration for human life. No. They don't care. Like, where downtown hits like 275, 75 area. That's exactly where they were. Yeah. By Jefferson.
Yeah. So now you probably don't have much of a backyard to cut either.
No, it's nice.
Yeah.
That was my aim. Precisely. Make it garden, patio, small patch of grass I have to actually mow, which is a bonus. It's great.
Yeah, your front yard's probably bigger than your backyard now, huh?
It is. It is. In my old house, I had it didn't look big, but I had a big backyard, and then I had dogs. I had greyhounds before, and they dug up the yard.
I can imagine.
And I had filled it in, after they had passed away, I'd filled it in, the grass regrew. But the problem is no matter how much you rake that stuff out, because the rains come and everything, it gets bumpy.
Yeah.
Trying to mow that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have this old mower that my father-in-law had given me. It's old Aaron's mower. And it had the wheels in front that moved independently. And that's great if you have a perfect yard, right?
Sure.
If you have a perfectly smooth yard and you're moving, that thing will turn. Not in my damn yard. The thing was like, gets stuck constantly. It's like, I think it worked better backwards, like if I pulled it backwards and if I pushed it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So many
It's not a push
times-
mower, it's a drag mower.
And those stupid wheels were just in there with a pin. It was just like a lock pin. And so many times that thing, I had to buy new lock pins for the stupid wheels, would come off. And then you couldn't
It'd just be a
push
lot
it. You had
cheaper
no
just to
front wheel.
set it on fire.
Oh my god! It finally just died. I mean, we had a horrible rat problem in Ferndale, and I had this neighbor in back of me. You weren't supposed to feed birds in Ferndale. It really wasn't. It's not like they had a law against it, but you weren't supposed to do it because we had the rat problem. Well, my stupid neighbor, he wasn't just stupid; he was senile. So he wasn't in his right mind. And he had like
That's
10
a
of these
winning
damn
company.
bird feeders.
Combination.
And then he had the bird feed in his shed, which backed up to my yard. Well, my neighbor filmed this. The rats would eat the bird feed in his yard and then come over to my shed. And there was even a trail from his shed to my shed. So what we would do, because we couldn't ask Bill to do this because he was cuckoo nuts, we'd have to take bleach and throw it over on his side. And I did it on my side too to get rid of the rats on my end, but we had to throw it on his end because they would still, try to come over, and they would come over to her place too, to her garage. And so what they ended up doing, the rats ate the gas cap of that Aaron's mower. And they ate a couple of other things on it, but I didn't realize that rats drink gas.
Do they?
They drink gas. They get high off it. So they freaking drink gas. So they were chewing through that thing to get to the gasoline. Like, oh.
I never heard that before.
I never had
Interesting.
either. I learned that because I lived in Ferndale, Michigan. Lovely. If
I mean,
wanted, can I
maybe it's just Michigan rats. I mean, what else are you gonna do in Michigan, right?
Detroit rats, they're as big as
Get high off of gas.
those things, man. They do. It's scary. If I wanted, can I park a car in your yard as in legally? No. As a matter of fact, I cannot. I cannot park a car in my yard legally. You can't even park in front of my house in this city. You have to park across the street or in my driveway. You cannot park it. No, they have
varies
laws
from
against that
city to
here.
city. Yeah, it varies from city to city too. Because I'm out here and I can park. I don't have any of that to worry about. So you can park right in the yard if you want to. But down there in the city where you're at, there's always laws and restrictions to that.
Yeah, where you're at, I'm very familiar, and it's more country, so people are more far apart, so they're not going to complain about that stuff. Here, parking's a commodity, it's like
right.
you have to pay for every parking little thing, it's
I almost hate like everyone in my neighborhood who parks in front of their house who doesn't have like a spot for that. Like in front of this house, there's like gravel, but it's not out in the road. It's just, kind of cuts off the yard a little bit. You can park there, but there's all these people who, they've got curbs, but they got long empty driveways and they park the car in front of their house. And it's like, you fuckers, you have a driveway. I have to dodge around your ass to get down the street.
Yeah.
And then over by the school down the road, they expanded the road so that, because they have the pickup lane, it's an elementary school, they have the cars wrap around the whole fucking block to pick up their kids. And so they expanded the street out so that people could, what do people do? They park in the fucking street.
Yeah.
So it's like, what good was the fucking expansion?
Yeah. I remember back when Jordan was still in school and he was out in White Lake, Michigan, which is also a very rural area, but it's getting built up, right?
Yes.
They're trying to make it more like, like Farmington or a bigger suburb.
It's like a medium-sized kind of town.
Yeah, still, it's like, they're country people kind of playing at city people. But they have the elementary, the middle, and the high school are all together on the same road. And so you would have these parents come. I would be going to pick up Jordan for the weekend, and coming back, you would go into there. You would see how they would line up onto Bogey Lake Road, and it was all the way down. I was like, oh, I'm so glad my kid's older. I'm so glad.
Just start walking. Just start walking this way. You meet me halfway.
It was so goofy. And well, he lived with his grandparents at the time because his mother wouldn't like be an adult and move out. Um, they would not let him walk home. He literally lived blocks from the house. They made him take a bus.
Oh, well,
Why? That's good for him. He should be ride your bike. Ride your bike to school. That's what we did. I had a lot farther to go, and I still rode my bike to school, walked to school all the time.
yeah. I never took a bus. I was usually too far away from school. But when I was in my first elementary school, when I was really like kindergarten, there I was able to walk home because my grandma was like 6, 7 blocks down, so I would walk
Yeah.
home from there. But once I got older, mostly my mom gave me a ride. But if yeah, pretty much my mom gave me a ride because it was too far, and the buses didn't come over to the area that I was at, so I had to walk several blocks down if I wanted to catch the bus.
See, that's terrible. That's not right. That when they started doing that to kids, I thought that was cruel. That's just mean. That's not that kid's fault. That your stupid district is too far, but they make that kid go to that district. They would make us go to schools that were way far when there was just another school that was literally blocks away. Like Kurt, he went to a school called Thompson, and that wasn't very far from my house, but they made me go like 5 miles away to this other school. I didn't even want to go there.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to the other school where I knew people. I didn't want to go to this weird school away 5, 6 miles away. It was stupid.
I used
Right.
to ride my bike or walk to high school sometimes. That was kind of fun though. I don't know because it was kind of like even though like I would say it was maybe close about 3 or 4, maybe 5 miles. Through quite a few neighborhoods, but I would yes, I mean in the morning I'd ride my bike to school sometimes. You know,
I was like a mile away from school, so a lot of times I would just walk to school. It was nice. I liked to walk. My dad didn't like it though. He's like, "I'll drive you. I'll drive you." It's like, "Okay, it's okay. I can walk. It's fine." I mean, it was the 80s. And we lived in a nice
Yeah.
neighborhood, so I wasn't scared about it, but my dad being paranoid and being a father was like, "No, I'm driving you." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So you get where we could drive through the neighborhood, and then there was this fence separating the neighborhood from the school grounds. So you would just drop me off at the fence, and everybody smoked there. That's where everybody smoked. I'd walk through, see all my buddies. Hey, good morning, and I'd stand there while they smoke. Okay, go in.
did y'all go out and sneak out underneath the bleachers and drink? Was it old or was it Boone's Farm?
Boone's Farm. No, actually, well, I didn't do this because I wasn't a big drinker. I was always a pot smoker. But now that we would do out at the fence, we would just smoke pot. Well, we smoked a cigarette. You smoke cigarette, smoke pot. That way we were kind of hiding it. We were never hiding it. But with the
Yeah.
drinking, was the interesting development. What the girls would do, this hairspray bottles, the little spray bottles, for your face or whatever. They'd put vodka in there. Vodka in the spray bottle, so it looks like water, but it's like
I guess that's clever.
one of my locker partners, her name was Pam, and she was she was a lesbian in a time in a high school. Okay, first of all, we're high school age, and she was a lesbian in a time where it's not cool to be gay, right? I mean, people were like being hurt for that. But she was one of the coolest damn people, and she was one of my locker partners. And she was a comedian. This girl, she had this backpack, and we're sitting down by the locker. She goes, "Put your hand in here. Put your hand in here." I'm like, "What are you gonna do to me?" She was always playing jokes on me, right? And I'm like, "What are you gonna do to me?" She goes, No, put your hand here. And it was something cold, and I screamed because I didn't know what it was. I thought had like an animal in there that was gonna bite me or something. And I reached in, and it was cold. She's like, shut up. I go, what the is it? And she goes, it's beer. It's beer. She brought like 240s to school. They were in her purse or her backpack or whatever. Like, oh my god! At least my other friends knew to put it in vodka in spray bottles. She had whole cans in it.
It was
She could've
just
let you
clang,
know.
clang, clang, clank.
It's the definition of not giving a fuck. This girl also wrote an essay. She had a technical English class and she hated her teacher. Her teacher was this old lady. Real staunch, real bitchy old lady. She wrote her essay on the word fuck in high school. And it was brilliant, may I say. I think if I were the teacher, I'd have just given it an A out of spite.
How'd that one go?
Oh, yeah, she got an F. I think
Yeah.
she was just lucky to get an F.
And then right next to the F, you write uck.
Exactly. And I think she did, too. But they didn't, like, give her detention or anything.
Okay.
I was actually shocked, actually.
Yeah.
They didn't give her detention. But
Yeah.
it is a word, and it is in the dictionary. And that was her argument. It's a word. I did my assignment. It was in the dictionary. You know,
Fair
you
enough,
can't
I
argue,
guess.
but she was like, it gave me that.
Did you have to present your thing out to the class? Like, today, I'm talking about the word fuck.
Fuck. I don't know. It wasn't in her class. I wish that she had to, though. That would have been beautiful. If we had cameras back then and cell phones, I definitely would have wanted to record that. Because she read us the whole essay and it was great. It was actually very accurate. She's like, you can use the word fuck as an adjective or as a verb or as a noun. She demonstrated it.
I took a drama class in high school, and one of the assignments was we had to do a monologue, and I wanted to do George Carlin's 7 words you can't say on TV.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me do it.
Nope.
I was like, oh, come on.
We did have a cool class when I was in high school. It was my last year of high school, and it was a creative writing class. And one of the things he had us do was bring in one of our favorite pieces of literature and read it in front of the class. And one of mine was The Catcher in the Rye. And this one point where, and I forgot what passage I read, but there's a lot of swearing in there. And there's some parts of that book that are just funny. And to a kid that age, 16, 17 years old, it's hysterical. So I'm reading this and I get to this part and I just start cracking up. I'm in the front of the class and I'm reading this and I'm like, I start laughing and everybody else starts going. The teacher's like, stop laughing. Stop. I'm like, I can't. Now I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. I'm like, y'all have to read this book. It's really good.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how there was certain things we couldn't say in high school, but then like we had to read Huck Finn.
Oh,
and
really?
There was some words in there, character names in there specifically that were very spicy. And it was like, we had to read we had to read like paragraphs or whatever. Everyone had to read a paragraph. So, so everyone got that paragraph. They're like, they had to dodge around it. Like,
one of the
except for some of the kids just didn't care and they went ahead and said it.
Yeah. That's
and then they get in trouble. And they got in trouble. It's like, that's fucking entrapment.
It is. It's wrong because it's in the book,
I'm saying it verbatim. Come on.
Yeah,
like,
I read it. I was just reading my lesson. Why are you punishing me? I would have said that too. Yeah, send me to the principal. I'm going to tell him what you're teaching us. But in college, there was this thing that they used to do. If you were like a major in a certain discipline, right? And I was dating a guy that was an English major. And so the English majors were reading at this point James Joyce, and they were reading it aloud. So you would sit in a room, you'd have snacks and drinks and stuff. It was just a way to get to know your classmates, and you'd each take a turn reading a passage, right? It was you pull an all-nighter. So I was sitting there with the English people. I wasn't a major, but I was with the guy that was. And they had me read this passage. And it was all French. It was in French. And I don't pronounce French well. I do the kind of the Pink Panther thing. Don't wear a kittle, I'll get it. That is how I pronounce French. Ha ha ha. So I'm trying to read this passage and I'm fucking it up. I'm like, je m'appelle.
I have fought in your general direction.
And people are laughing. They're laughing. And I'm like, oh man, I'm screwing this up. I look like an asshole. I'm a fool. Whatever. Okay, fine. So we're leaving and I'm talking to my boyfriend at the time. I'm like, yeah, I sounded stupid. Everybody was laughing at me. He goes, no, you didn't realize you were reading the dirtiest passage of the book? I said I was. It was all in French. How was I supposed to know?
Pardon my French.
Apparently I was talking about dicks and holes all over the place. I had no idea.
The teacher didn't stop it.
I'm like, great, that doesn't make me feel better somehow. I'm glad they weren't laughing at me.
I'm surprised the teacher didn't say something.
The teacher, oh well, that teacher. If you'd have known the teacher, you wouldn't be surprised he didn't say anything. It was college. And by the time that made its way over to my discipline, which was classics Greek and Latin, we were doing the Odyssey. And there was the one that I got stuck with, of course, was where they just recite all the flippin' ships. They name all the dumb ships and all the people that are on them. So you have to pronounce all these Greek names.
Oh, wow.
So I had to pronounce all the Greek names. And it's the most boring part of the book. It's like reading the begats in the Bible.
Oh, God.
That's what it's like.
You ever listen to the Bible on tape?
Huh?
You ever listen to the Bible on tape?
No.
Like, it's fucking hilarious. It was like on Spotify, and I was like, I'm just gonna listen to it just listen to it. And I got to the begats part, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, this is the worst part. It's so fucking Methuselah begat whatever and lived to like 900 years old. So and so begat to this and that, lived to 700 years old, and I'm like,
and like,
fuck, this is the most boring part.
Yeah, having studied history, I get now that that's how they did chronological stuff.
That's how they did exposition.
Numbers, they didn't have years or anything. They dated things by events or
lifetimes, apparently.
Bloodlines. You know, like different cultures did it differently. So you get the begats to try to, you know, to establish some type of timeline. And same with like the naming of the ships or all of that. There was an historical significance to that, you know, somewhere. But it doesn't make for great literature. Sorry, guys. It's awful. You're sitting there going, oh, God, it's another damn ship. You don't care.
Yeah, that would be pretty boring.
Oh, my God. You know, my friends were getting all the juicy stuff, all the good, you know, they were they got Atlas, they got to read about him, and I'm like, I got the damn ships? Why do I always get the crappy end of the stick on these things? Like, I'm gonna stop going to them. I'm done. Let me read the dirty part of James Joyce, and I didn't even get to enjoy it because I had no idea. And then I had to read the ships on this stupid. I'm done, guys. I'm done.
Yeah, fair enough.
But anyway,
Yeah, fun times. I think my last year was all electives, so I took like wood shop and cooking class, and that
That's the
was in
best.
band.
See, you were
Yeah.
smart. You got all your stuff out of the way and could take fun stuff at the end. I think finally, I think I did too. I was taking stuff like photography. Um, did I take? I might have taken one. I think they made us take an English class at the end of the year, the last year, but I don't really remember. I signed my. I was 18 in that March, so I got to sign myself out of school. You know, and I would go to work. I
Okay.
signed myself out, and my parents owned a store downtown. I would just drive downtown. I'd go to work early. You know, like, what are you doing here early? School was boring, and I'm almost done with it, and all my grades are in,
God,
so I'd rather make a few more bucks and be able to party on the weekend. Okay.
I have I have like the weirdest fucking dreams, and one of them is like I get a call from my school saying that apparently back in 2006 I didn't graduate legitimately, and so that I have to go back and fill those gaps in
Ugh,
at my age.
it's
So
not
it's
even
really
fair.
weird because I'm like, so in my dream, I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm skipping class because I never actually got to skip class before. I never actually
Ah,
did.
oh, it's so
But so,
fun.
but like now I think about it, like as an adult, I'm like, I mean, that's probably what it is. I just want to skip. Would have loved to have found a reason to skip class,
You want to go back
and
to
so
school to skip
in,
class?
in, in my head, I'm like, I already graduated this motherfucker. You guys are just fucking with me. I'm out of here. You know,
Oh,
I
we
go
were
hang out in other
terrible.
classrooms that weren't I wasn't even a part of.
We had in my high school, we had we pegged this guy. We found out he was a narc. He was posing as a kid, but the problem was we could tell he was an adult. He had a beard like yours, James. He
Mm,
had a beard like yours. He was not a 15-year-old kid. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You can
Yeah.
tell he was
Yeah.
like 30, you know?
Yeah. We had one of
So
those.
so we were in, me and my girlfriends, we hung out with the burnouts. And so this guy got me and my friend Colleen to skip our first hour class in senior, we were seniors. And it was, for me, it was photography. Like, I didn't care. And he took us out to breakfast. There was this, you had to walk, there were two retaining walls. On the other side of the retaining wall was a strip mall. And then you could walk across Evergreen and go to a Coney Island. So that's what we did. We walked through retaining walls and went to the Coney Island. This guy bought me and my girlfriend full breakfast. He thought we were going to tell him who the drug dealers were.
Oh my god.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll
We
persuade you. Take you out,
oh
buy you breakfast. Get out of
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah, okay, stupid. Go ahead. Buy us breakfast, dumbass. We had to. Me and Colleen never really usually ate breakfast or anything. We both got like the monster breakfast. This guy was a narc.
I mean, but I mean, for real, talk about the lowest level of narc like that you could possibly be, where you're infiltrating a school to try and find drug dealers. That's probably like a 24-year-old that lives with his mom that probably has like a couple bags on him that you bought it from, and oh, let's narc and get on that guy. Like, come on now.
I know. It was so funny. And, us two being like 17 years old, me and Colleen, and we had known each other since we were like 4, right? So we look at each other like, oh, we're taking this guy.
It's,
We got this. It's we knew. Dude, you're just really, you think we believe you? Okay. We're we're
it's
gonna
this
amuse you.
meme. It's this meme.
Yes, yes.
How do you do, fellow
Fellow
kids?
kids. So he got us to skip our first, because we were all about skipping that first hour class. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll take you to breakfast. We're like, okay. And we never eat breakfast. We're like getting 3 eggs, ham, sausage, bacon. Bash Browns.
It's even more messed up that like the school allowed like
Yeah.
him to come in there as an older man and
Hit
take
on
a
these
couple.
little girls.
Yeah,
It was
that's
gross.
weird too. Yeah,
It was really, and we knew that, and so we were like, oh no, we're taking advantage. We don't care. This guy's a jerk. These people
So-
are assholes, and they never got a damn thing out of us, not one. And the thing is I did know all the drug dealers. I knew all of them, but I wasn't gonna tell them.
no.
You.
Kid,
The greatest thing is by the time they got the
kid
narc in
is-
there, all the drug dealers were gone. They had made enough money. They didn't need to be going to school.
the narc's like, say, can anyone tell me where I can get some pot?
How about
Okay,
grass?
cop.
The
Do you got
devil's
that weed stuff?
Looking for some smoke.
lettuce. Got some dope.
Do you got that wacky tobacco? The Maui Wowie? Fucking say that shit, I'm gonna punch you. I don't care if you're a fucking cop. I don't care. I'm fucking punching you. And you can't hit me because I'm a kid.
The first time I walked in, it was like right after high school. My best friend JP took me over to our friend Leah's house, and she was dating this guy Bobby. And I walk in, Bobby never met me. The other girl knew me, but I walk in. He goes, "You a cop?" And I look at him, and I look at my friend Leah. We just start laughing. I go, "Yeah, I'm a total cop."
I'm a cop. You want a cavity search?
Exactly. Oh, God. This is stupid crap. Well, this has been fun. We've got a few minutes. After this, I would like to send you over to Allie and Wes's. I think they're doing Live High or Die tonight, right? Are they doing that? Let's see.
It's usually on Sunday. I don't know if there was some other announcement.
Is it Sunday? It's Sunday, right?
I think so.
I am
I got
off
so
for the
much-
next
What
3 days.
day is it today? I don't even know.
Yeah, they are doing it.
I just wake up and go along with it.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom-in-law. She finally retired.
Oh,
She was
nice.
still working in her 80s. But she said since she's retired, she can't tell what day it is.
Yeah,
I wish I had that problem.
that does happen.
Next.
Most of my grandparents are like that.
You know, at this point, it's probably watch what you wish for. But the crap I've had to deal with at work lately, I would really like that if I couldn't tell what damn day it was. To be honest, my girlfriend, my best girlfriend is also, I work with her. Okay. What is this? Okay, go away. Stop it. I also work with her. So her father passed away. He was 90. He lived a great life. He's a great guy. But he passed away. And so she went on bereavement all week. She is the only other closer at the bank. There's 2 of us. That's it. We have 40 bankers, we have 40 underwriters, and 2 of us. Do the math. So I had to fuel 40 freaking lines of business and all these loans, and people like literally missing deadlines. They miss the deadline in the line of business, so they come to the closer and go, "What do I do with this?" So I had all week of, I have to close a loan in 3 days. I have this. I have that. I have a huge wire. I have this. And then I screwed this up. Can you fix it? No. Go away.
Get
So
out of
like
here.
every day it was just some other crap, you know. Oh, I am taking 3 days off, and my girlfriend's coming back, and I saw her Saturday for the funeral, and I just looked at her and I said, I'm not going to even talk about work. You don't want to know. And just for the record, I'm so sorry. so I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. That sucked for me too, though.
All I got to say is I suffered it too. I'm so sorry. Like, I actually like you. You're my friend, and I'm so sorry. When she gets back, it's a mess. I couldn't help it. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. It was not me.
Can't help people that are, especially when you got jobs and everybody does their certain job, and it's like they're not part of what you're doing, so they're doing their own job, so they're not paying attention to what you do, so they probably don't know how to do what you do. So it's like, I need this, and then chaos ensues. And
There's that, and two, like in my department, we have very strict procedures. You do this, then you do this, right? The line of business has none. So to carry them from an idea of a loan or a structured deal is how they are. Because you kind of have to creatively structure these things sometimes to make it work right for the company that you're dealing with. And so that's customized. So they do have a talent of doing that. But getting that onto paper and then into a system, interpreting that in those different ways, they have big problems doing at where I work for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like, part of it is like no common sense. So they have no intuitive things of, oh, well, this is, okay, I'm in here, and so this amount should go here. So, in it, so maybe I should do that somewhere, like do it here and here, because you got to do it in several places, but they don't have the common sense enough to drive that. They're thinking about other stuff, and they're not stupid at all by any means. It's just they're not doing the right thing. They're not thinking about it correctly at all.
It's your job.
So you go back and forth. This isn't done right. You need your collateral in here. So you try to explain to them that you got weird collateral, like stuff like negative pledges. So negative pledges is like, if you don't do something that they want you to do, then they'll take a piece of real estate, or they'll take you as a guarantor and make you sign a piece of paper, and you'll owe them everything you have, for this loan, basically. That's a negative pledge. So it's doing something bad, then they do something to you, Okay. They forget this stuff. They don't see it, or they go, I don't know what that is. I'm going to pass it over. Boss. You can't do that. I had an underwriter at my last job, wasn't even at this bank I work at. He glossed over 139 real estate properties. 139.
I can understand one or two, but wow.
How did you miss all that? It was like, I don't want to do real estate. I'm turning that page.
Well, I see we've gone full circle from band management to bank management
to real estate.
to real estate.
It seems that all management kind of sucks ass. Anyway, that's true though too. Like, even
it gets political as you get up. It gets political, and then that's when all the back and forth of that stuff comes into play. And it's like, oh, what do I do? Well, I suck as management because I don't know what to do because I got to listen to the other manager who's got,
Well,
I'd just rather never be a manager.
And I was good at my job, but then they made me a manager.
Oh, God, kill me now.
Being good at your job doesn't mean you're going to be a good manager. Being a manager is a talent all of it in itself. Any type of manager.
It's a different type of role.
Mm-hmm. It's a willingness to get fucked to be a manager.
Yeah,
so you have to take on the regular role of, like, you're a doer and you're doing things, and then you take on a management. It's more of a leadership role versus a doer role. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to make sure everybody's doing their jobs, everybody's succeeding, that you care about where their trajectories. It's
And
not doing the
if they
job; it's
fuck up,
making
it's your
sure.
fuck up.
Yeah, you have to know how to do it, but at the same time, where I work, it's like you have to care about them individually, and it's almost like being a
Ugh.
teacher or a
Ugh.
mentor. And I don't
Ugh.
want to do that. I don't want to
Leadership.
do
Ugh.
that. Although I could do that, but I don't want to do that. It's
Yeah.
too hard. It's too much. So, anyway,
That's what she
it
said.
is 10 o'clock. So, we have talked ourselves for 2 hours. Pretty good, guys. Good job.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming, you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate
Yeah.
everyone in the chat for coming. And
Absolutely.
y'all head over to Live High or Die and have some funny time. It's a
it.
great one. So, all right, I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful
Thank you,
evening.
guys.
Happy
Nice
Sunday.
hanging out.